Okay, thank you, Anthony. And Tar Jeremy and Terry Walton. Fabulous. Good afternoon today, Friday, 10th of July, 2020. And live till 5, it's The Big Show. It's Steve Wright in the afternoon. Hello.
Steve Wright in the afternoon. Now playing everywhere.
Every inch of sky's got a star. Every inch of skin's got a scar. I guess you got everything now. Every inch of space in your head is filled up with the things that you read. Guess you got everything now. And every film that you've ever seen fills the spaces up in your dreams. That reminds me. Everything now. Everything now. Every inch of road's got a sign. And every boy uses the same line. I pledge allegiance to everything now. Every song that I've ever heard is playing at the same time. It's absurd, and it reminds me of everything now. We'll turn the speakers up till they break. 'Cause every time you smile, it's a fake. Stop pretending you got everything now. I need it, I want it. I can't live without it. I can't live without everything now. Daddy, how come you're never around? I miss you, everything now. Mama, leave the food on the stove. Leave your car in the middle of the road. This happy family with everything now. We'll turn the speakers up till they break. 'Cause every time you smile, it's a fake. Stop pretending you got everything now. I need it, everything now. I want it. I can't live without it.
I am told, and I don't know how reliable this would be, that the weather is going to be okay for the weekend.
Yeah, I want it.
Okay, not brilliant? Okay.
I can't live without it. Can't live. And every room in my house is filled with it. I couldn't live without.
And yes, Friday afternoon on Radio 2, it's a jocking day.
Can't live without. Can't live.
Da-da-da-da-da. That's Arcade Fire and Everything Now. That's an uplifting tune. Here's another. It's Mark Ronson, Miley Cyrus, Nothing Breaks Like a Heart.
This world can hurt you, it cuts you deep and leaves a scar. Things fall apart, but nothing breaks like a heart. Nothing breaks like a heart. I heard you on the phone last night. We live and die by pretty lies, you know it. We both know it. These silver bullet cigarettes, this burning house, there's nothing left, it's smoking. We both know it. We got all night to fall in love, but just like that we fall apart. We're broken, we're broken. Nothing gonna save us now. Well, there's broken silence by going. Remember what you said to me, we were drunk in love in Tennessee, and I hold it, we both know it. That nothing gonna save us now. Nothing gonna save us now. With this broken silence, by thunder crashing in the dark, and this broken record spinning endless circles in the bar, spin round in the bar. This world can hurt you, it cuts you deep and leaves a scar. Things fall apart, but nothing breaks like a heart. And nothing breaks like a heart. Nothing breaks like a heart. And nothing breaks like a heart. Nothing gonna save us now. Nothing gonna save us now. With this broken silence, by thunder crashing in the dark,
In the dark.
and this broken record spinning endless circles in the bar, spin round.
In the dark.
This world can hurt you, it cuts you deep and leaves a scar. Things fall apart, but nothing breaks like a heart.
Ooh, nothing breaks like a heart.
Nothing breaks like a heart.
Another great tune.
Nothing breaks
You can email us, steve.wright@bbc.co.uk, text 88291, tweet us at BBC Radio 2. Hands up for going on a lovely run this afternoon while social distancing. Unfortunately, we can't do that. Hands up for all our carers, NHS, public services, key workers, of course, as usual. And hands up for tonight's feast. It's basic, it's simple, it's chicken pie and chips and beans and apple pie and ice cream for afters. Now that is worth it.
So I'd like to know where you got the notion. Said I'd like to know where you got the notion. To rock the boat, I don't rock the boat, baby. Rock the boat, I don't tip the boat over. Rock the boat, I don't rock the boat, baby. Rock the boat. Ever since our voyage of love began, your touch has thrilled me like the rush of the wind, and your arms have held me safe from a rolling sea. There's always been a quiet place to harbor you and me. Our love is like a ship on the ocean. We've been sailing with a cargo full of love and devotion. So I'd like to know where you got the notion. Said I'd like to know where you got the notion. To rock the boat, don't rock the boat, baby. Rock the boat, don't tip the boat over. Rock the boat, don't rock the boat, baby. Rock the boat. Up to now we sailed through every storm, and I've always had your tender lips to keep me warm. Oh, I need to have the strength that flows from you. Don't let me drift away, my dear, when love can see me through. Our love is like a ship on the ocean. We've been sailing with a cargo full of love and devotion. So I'd like to know where you got the notion. Said I'd like to know where you got the notion. So I'd like to know where you got the notion. Said I'd like to know where you got the notion. Rock the boat, don't rock the boat, baby. Rock the boat, don't tip the boat over. Rock the boat, don't rock the boat, baby. Rock the boat, don't tip the boat over.
Yeah, I got the notion. Cloudy with sunny spells. Any rain should clear away as we get toward the evening today. High temperature 20. That's in Brighton. Tonight, a clear and chilly night for many places with a chance of fog patches for southwest England. And tomorrow and the weekend, well, dry with some sunshine for most places and warmest across southern England. Sunset tonight, Edinburgh 9:54, Belfast 9:56, Cardiff 9:28, London 9:16. That was in the groove.
Hello, this is Alan Bennett.
Yes.
It's very nearly time for serious jocking with no G.
Well, a couple of hours.
It's a concept I very much enjoy.
I know.
Let's have tea and cake fingers to celebrate.
Okay.
Oh.
If you want to contact Steve Wright in the afternoon, email steve.wright@bbc.co.uk, text 88291, or tweet at BBC Radio 2.
This is Paul McCartney. Woo-hoo. Hey, don't forget Serious Jockin' every Friday, only on Radio 2 with DJ Silly Boy.
Thank you, Paul. That's very kind.
Steve Wright in the afternoon.
Line by line we drew it up, had our feeling, threw it up, broke the will and tore it up. I can't even say why. All my past is shoring up, beating on my door won't stop. Couldn't lie, so I made it up, and I can't even say why. I can't even say why. And I wonder as I say why. All my past is sure enough, beating on my door is stop. Couldn't lie, so I make it up that I don't even know why. I don't even know why. And I wonder as I walk away, did I ever love it all the way? Did I open up my heart and say it like I mean it, from the end right to the start, from seeing to believe that I saw a ghost in the mirror coming near, a little close for comfort tonight. Ooh, said it's easier to be alive than hide into your pillow while your life is passing you by. So live your life, don't waste your time. Live your life, don't waste your time. I saw a ghost in the mirror coming near. I saw a ghost in the mirror, Oh, I saw a ghost in the mirror coming near.
Hey, that's Travis and Ghost. BBC Radio 2. Here's the lineup. Sarah Cox at 5 today. You choose the tunes for All Request Friday. More details on that later for you. Tony Blackman's Golden Hour. Tony picks the hits, including music from The Sweet, Take That, and Whitney Houston. It's at 8 o'clock. Sounds of the 80s, Gary Davis. Gary celebrates the 35th anniversary of Live Aid tonight at 9. Sounds of the 90s with Fern Cotton at 11. Craig Charles House Party at 1. And then The First Time with Gaz Coombs at 3 a.m.
It's 35 years since these famous
Said that, Gary.
were first broadcast.
Around the world, it's time for Live Aid.
Tonight, we're reliving Live Aid.
Sounds of the 80s with Gary Davis.
With live tracks from London and Philadelphia, a special 1985 master mix, and Sir Bob Geldof choosing his favourite songs on My 80s.
BBC Radio 2's Sounds of the 80s.
Tonight from 9.
So email steve.wright@bbc.co.uk, please. Text 88291 and tweet us at BBC Radio 2. General shout-outs today, I think, to friends or family, work colleagues, people travelling right now, going somewhere, anyone who's on a staycation, anyone venturing abroad, perhaps. Anyone still stuck at home, of course, or looking after family, and I know there are millions. Let's do also birthdays, celebrations and anniversaries. Steve.wright@bbc.co.uk, steve.wright@bbc.co.uk, text 88291, tweet us at BBC Radio 2, and please, as ever, continue at all times to big up, thank and mention NHS and key worker heroes, please. steve.wright@bbc.co.uk, text 88291 and tweet us at BBC Radio 2. And what are you doing at the weekend? So I'm not asking you out. Just curious, what you up to at the weekend? Here's Richard Marx.
I am at peace in darkness now. I've seen the light, it showed me how. All of my thoughts become my path, and I am limitless at last. Love is broken and open my heart, and it is always just the start. All of my life I'm bound too tight now, must let go. I'll spend the rest of my life, so much left and just let go.
Yes. Greetings from the USA. Hello, we live in Connecticut, USA, and you keep me sane every morning. Can you say hi to my friends in the UK? Hope to see them again soon. That's from Sally Sanders. This says, see here, can you send a message to my husband Andrew, who's currently in Corfu, sunning himself with Popeye the cat? Can you send them both our love and tell them to send some sun back here from Fiona and Charlie the cat? Oh, you got Charlie the cat? Well, he's got Popeye the cat, yeah? And you got Charlie the cat in Dorset. I think I'm clear with that now. So, do they know each other?
I'm just praying you can figure this out.
So am I.
When there's nothing left, you know I'll still be around. And if all of this is dragging you under, I'll remind you of the wilderness wonder. I'm just praying we can figure this out. These better dreams, they seem to last. And even though it's in the past, I know it's hard for you to talk. Bare your soul and open up. I will wait for you. I will wait for you. Can't pretend to understand. I'll be here to hold your hand. I will wait for you. I will wait for you. I can't imagine everything you've been through. You've taken the bad times and made them good. 'Cause when everything is dragging me under, you remind me of the wilderness wonder. And I'm just glad that we have figured this out. These better dreams, they seem to last. And even though it's in the past, I know it's hard for you to talk. Bare your soul and open up. I will wait for you. I will wait for you. Can't pretend to understand. I'll be here to hold your hand. I will wait for you. I will wait for you. Never met someone as strong as you. I've never met someone as loved as you. I've never met someone like you. I've never met someone like you. 'Cause only you can
called Wait For
make
You.
this into something beautiful.
Another awesome tune. Lovely Steve, yes, that must be me. We're on our way to Wales to see our daughter Anna and her husband Pete Eden, who we haven't seen since February. We live in England, so I've been unable to cross the border, but now we can. We'll also see their new house. They moved in just before lockdown. They've been working hard renovating it. We're travelling with our daughters Rebecca and Sarah and are more excited than the most excited people ever. Thank you and best wishes, Steve. Sally and Robert Sharpley from Macclesfield. You got it. That's great. Dear Steve, our first trip out in our new motorhome. Rain pouring down, but loving your little show. Loving the tunes. Send my love to my husband of 3 months. We just managed a great family wedding before lockdown. That's Liz and Alex. Steve, can you play any tune for Simon, Lynn and Stacey Head? And we're travelling from Croydon to Wellington in Somerset to see Nanny Janet for the first time since lockdown. Thank you very much. Absolutely our pleasure.
Live till 5. Steve Wright in the afternoon.
It's 2:30 now.
Hey y'all, it's your weekend crew in the house.
You can't really go wrong with a good old brew to get your weekend started.
Saturday morning, I'm your man.
Huey Morgan.
I usually like getting my weekend started with some music. Hip hop, jazz, rock, awesomeness all the time.
And on Sunday, it's me, Angela Scanlon. 4 a.m. at the weekend. Nobody else is up. That's what makes it the best before anybody else has even rolled over in bed.
It's your weekend. We just play the music.
Huey Morgan and Angela Scanlon.
Saturday
and Sunday mornings from 4 on BBC Radio 2. And available to hear on the BBC Sounds app.
And on On today's programme, Ramesh Ranganathan back on BBC Two this weekend with his new series Misadventures from My Sofa. Our friend Bobby Pryor, Tim Smith, Anthony Birchley with the news, Mike Williams with the sport later. The oldies chosen by Simon Hurdson in Wilmslow in Cheshire. Emails, texts and tweets. There's Isha Guha, Jane Fallon and Louis Theroux in the best of the guests. At 4:15 it's DJ Silly Boy with Serious Jockin' with no G. This is Radio 2, you're on the BBC. Now let me bring on the team, and it's Tim Smith in Oxford, and it's Bobby Pryor down the stairs. So let's go to Bobby first. What you got, factoid-wise?
The Hoover Company was the first to make the electric vacuum cleaner appeal to mass markets around the world. This was in the 1920s and 30s. It wasn't long before Hoover became a verb in the Oxford English Dictionary, and hoovering is still a word millions of us use today.
Yes, but in fact, it's a trade name. That's interesting.
It is, because we're vacuuming, really.
Yeah. Wearing a mask can cause some people anxiety anxiety and a sense of claustrophobia, but it can be conquered. Mental health experts suggest you try wearing a mask at home for the short periods of time. Then you've built up to wearing it when you're going out, etc., to the stores. OK, here's Tim.
The shipping forecast began 153 years ago in 1867. It was originally a series of telegraph messages sent to harbour towns warning of incoming bad weather. The first radio broadcast was made in 1924 and only featured 13 different maritime zones.
You know, men and women at sea still use it. We're talking trawlers and we're talking other ships, and they listen to it religiously. I think it's great. And it's also very relaxing to listen to. I normally hear the one very late at night, don't you?
Yeah, often when I'm just going to bed. I do find it relaxing, but I'd like to do it one day, wouldn't you? I mean, that's one of the few things in broadcasting I've not yet done, because I want to say the word South Azura.
Can I just say, it's not very relaxing if you're on a boat in the middle of a storm, though, is it?
No, that's true, actually, Bob. That's a very good point.
I don't know about you, Bobby, I don't think I'd want to present it, because you have to have your timing exactly right, and I'm hopeless at that.
Yeah.
So you have to read it all out and then hit the pips at the end. So I couldn't possibly do that. Could you do that, Bobby?
I think I'd be all right.
You probably would be, actually, yeah. Because you can talk to time, and we know that.
I cope with the M6.
I know. What you got there, Bobby?
King Henry IV's favourite salad was a tossed mixture of new potatoes, obviously boiled and diced, sardines and herb dressing. Mary, Queen of Scots, preferred boiled celery root, diced and tossed with lettuce, creamy mustard dressing and truffles, and hard cooked egg slices.
Wow.
Factoids.
But I didn't want to be this lonely. No, I didn't want to be this lonely. No, I didn't want to be this lonely. No, I didn't want to be this lonely. Sense, but in my mind, you're like a cash till, breaking dollars into cents. But I didn't want to be this lonely. No, I didn't want to be this lonely. No, I didn't want to be this lonely. No, I didn't want to be this lonely. Somebody else to suffer and get to know your selfish ways, and I'll feel pity for the next one when you start to ruin her days. But I didn't want to be this lonely. No, I didn't want to be this lonely. No, I didn't want to be this lonely. No, I didn't want to be this lonely. No.
The Pretenders.
Steve?
Yes?
Have you got anything by Burl Ives? Say something like Ugly Bug Ball?
Not
Or
really.
failing that, the latest Charlie Puth?
I might be able to do you that.
Turn it up and get grooving and shaking it. Saturday nights are a vibe.
The Craig Charles House Party on BBC Radio 2.
Funk and soul to put a wiggle in your weekend.
crank it up in the kitchen. Let's all hang out in the lounge or pump it up on the patio.
Pump up the jam, pump it up.
Bringing the party to all your houses.
The jam is pumping.
The Craig Charles House Party.
This Saturday night at 10 on BBC Radio 2.
Thank you. So, some news and things Friday afternoon. A reminder, Ramesh Ranganathan is on with us later. Back on BBC Two this weekend with his new series, Misadventures from My Sofa. And it's a serious jocking day. 4:15, DJ Silly Boy, serious jocking on the air. Wearing a face covering is now compulsory in shops across Scotland. People with certain medical conditions or disabilities and children under 5 will be exempt. Travellers arriving in the UK from dozens of countries no longer have to self-isolate for 2 weeks from today. The rules are being relaxed for arrivals from more than 60 countries and British overseas territories. However, Scotland still requires people travelling from Spain to quarantine, unlike England, Wales and Northern Ireland. The Foreign Office's advice against taking a cruise holiday remains in place. From today, people arriving in the UK from France, Italy, Belgium, Germany and dozens of other countries will no longer have to spend that 14 days in quarantine. But people who arrived from those countries at an earlier point in the last 2 weeks will still be expected to complete their period of isolation, the government has said. OK, let's see what else is going on. Here's Bobby.
It's 20 years today since Coldplay released their debut album, Parachutes. And Joe Wiley's got a special show here on Radio 2 on Monday night celebrating that birthday. She'll be playing the whole album and the guys will be talking about it.
Paris Men's Fashion Week continues digitally.
And the film Greyhound is out today on Apple TV. It's a World War II drama based on C.S. Forester's novel The Good Shepherd. It's been adapted by and stars Tom Hanks.
Scoob, the new Scooby-Doo film, is now available to watch digitally, and Zoe was talking about on The Breakfast Show earlier.
And the Oxford Symposium on Food and Cookery is happening online with food writers, historians, chefs and people who specialise in the study of food in history and culture will participate. Now, if your cat is always bothering you for food, do you have cats, you twos?
I have a wild cat that's adopted me at 8:30 to feed him.
Oh, that's nice.
I need to do this, otherwise he eats the hedgehog food.
Oh, no. Well, it says here, then you should feed it 5 times a day.
No chance.
Well, this is according to animal behavioural experts. Cats prefer to be fed 5 times a day in a new report, if that's possible, rather than just twice a day. If left to its natural behaviour, a cat will be catching mice throughout the day and might catch up to 5 mice a day, and that would be like 5 little meals. So if you can approximate that, that's good for the cats.
That seems way over the top to me. I know somebody very close to me who's got a cat. They don't feed it 5 times a day. When did you last see a cat bring in 5 mice?
Well, they do bring in a lot, but it's a gift, isn't it?
Yeah, but if you feed them 5 times a day, they're not going to go out and want to catch mice then, are they?
Well, I don't know.
And that's not a good thing.
I don't have a cat.
No, you're destroying their natural instincts.
The release of the latest James Bond film, No Time to Die, is set to be pushed back yet again. And also in movie news, work on Jurassic World Dominion has stalled after several of the crew tested positive for COVID-19 on the first day of resumed filming. This is Steve Wright in the afternoon. Ramesh Ranganathan with us later. And also Serious Jockin' at 4:15.
Whoa, oh, mercy, mercy me. All things ain't what they used to be now. Where did all the blue skies go? Poison is the wind that blows from the north and south and east. Whoa, mercy, mercy me. All things ain't what they used to be. No, oil wasted on the oceans and upon our seas, fish full of mercury. Oh, mercy, mercy me. All things ain't what they used to be. No, radiation underground and in the sky. Animals and birds who live nearby are nice. Oh, mercy, mercy me. All things ain't what they used to be. much more will you from me? Can't you stand that?
Mercy Me, the ecology song, Marvin Gaye, all those years ago. 13 to 3 on Radio 2. Steve, you keep asking and we keep shouting at you. We're going to Devon. You're going to Devon, are you? I'm sorry, I wasn't listening. That's Cora and Dee and Hector, the Black Labrador from Worcester. Big shout out and huge congratulations to Campbell and Gemma on the safe arrival of their son, Harry John, yesterday. Lots of love from Tom and Jill. Fantastic. Congratulations. And we're back with the Bobster.
Steve, thank you. First of all, the good news about the A9 in Falkirk. It was closed completely between the M9 and the Grangemouth turnoff. It has now all reopened. The A494 at Loggerheads closed completely between Loggerheads and the Mole turning. The A5191, the Ruthin Road, so closed in both directions. The A61 at Staunton Leeds southbound closed completely still with this accident between the A639 and Savannah Way. So southbound shut. Traffic's coping reasonably well, but it is going to add some time to your journey, so it's one to watch. M69 on the northbound side at Junction 1 for Hinckley. We've still got one lane closed on the exit Slit Road because of this broken down lorry, so just be aware. So the exit Slit Road and one lane closed just at Junction 1 for the A5 and Hinckley. That is still causing quick queues, so again worth avoiding if you can. More on the A103 at Holloway. The Hornsey Road's closed both ways. There's an accident between Tollington Park and Thorpedale Road. And to Bideford in Devon, no change for the A386. The new road's still closed both ways with this accident between the Littleham turnoff and the Torridge Hill junction. And then finally, M5 southbound, we've got really busy traffic on the M5, 13 to 14 Stroud, down towards Fellfield on the southbound side. Back with another one for you now in half an hour.
There you go. Ella Henderson now. Another cool song, Take Care of You, at 12 minutes to 3 in the afternoon.
I know you're hurting, I know it's rough, I know you've seen so many things that mess you up. Now I know I'm learning, I know I'm young, but when the gonna hit the fan, I'll be the one.
heard earlier, gyms, swimming pools and leisure centres will reopen from July 25th, and nail bars and beauty salons from Monday. The government has announced normal life is slowly returning. Oliver Dowden, the Culture Secretary, said as he disclosed that outdoor swimming pools would be allowed to reopen from tomorrow and indoor gyms, pools and leisure facilities a fortnight later. In other news, Democratic presidential contender Joe Biden has laid out a rescue plan for the coronavirus-crippled U.S. economy while berating President Donald Trump as incompetent. Mr. Biden said $700 billion, a plan would be the biggest investment in the U.S. economy since World War II. A couple of anniversaries before we do the guest catch-up. This band start a 4-week run at number one on the Billboard charts. I can tell you actually who they are. This is on the Billboard chart in America. I Can't Get No Satisfaction. It was the Rolling Stones. What year, though, Tim?
1966.
1965. Very good. And this day, this person, Bobby, announces that Cream, that's the band Cream, will break up after their current US tour. He went on to become a superstar. He was already pretty much a star even then. So what year was it and who was it?
You think I don't know, don't you?
I don't know.
Yes, 1968. It's Eric Clapton.
Yes,
it's
it is.
Clapton.
Of course. You're brilliant. We know that. Now, let's remind you of a few guests who've been on the show with us this week. Isha Guha was on the show with us on Monday ahead of the return of international cricket highlights, which she's presenting on BBC Two. But like the football, there's no fans there to watch it live, and we were just a bit worried about the lack of atmosphere.
Certainly here in the UK, first test of the summer, you generally have a packed crowd, a really nice buzz. So I think that will be strange for a lot of the guys. I know that we are probably going to have a buzz background, like a Lord's Test hum in the background,
Yeah, that would
potentially
be great.
for radio
I read
and
some of the guys wanted that, didn't they, over the speakers? I mean, couldn't they organise a kind of virtual Barmy Army at certain points during the innings?
Otherwise they'll be relying on themselves. I know Jason Holder was talking about singing some Barmy Army tunes at Slip.
Great.
Best-selling author Jane Fallon was on Tuesday's show. Her other half is Ricky Gervais, and he's also a pretty good writer. But it turns out he didn't help Jane with her latest novel, Queen Bee.
He's absolutely useless. Occasionally I will say to him, I'm stuck on this plot point, but it's really hard with a novel because if you're stuck on a plot point in the middle, you've got to start right from the beginning, so it's not very easy.
Yeah.
And also I get very defensive. So he'll say something and I'm like, what do you mean? Whereas he's very good at hearing my opinion.
And Louis Theroux was on yesterday's show discussing his memoir, Gotta Get Through This, My Life and Strange Times in Television. Louis had some good stories and also used a few fancy words.
Actually, the biggest thing was opening up about myself a bit more, actually being open about emotional difficulties, failed relationships, personal issues, all of that which I would never normally put in a program, not only could put in a book. In fact, that's the raison d'etre of a book. There's a French phrase for you.
I like that.
It's a very insouciant raison d'etre.
I've written all of those down. You can download or stream Steve Wright in the Afternoon shows and Serious Jocking for free on the BBC Sounds app, and DJ Silly Boy here for Serious Jocking this very afternoon. It's on at 4:15. Serious Jocking. Do tell a friend.
Serious Jocking.
Since I found a medicine jar, now I can ignore all my troubles. I don't think I have the heart. This weight is crippling, this weight is crippling me. It's the same old story. This weight is crippling, this weight is crippling me. I fight it up and blow it out. I build it up and tear it down. Some of the ocean scale the lake, and I pray for the better days. Hey, hey, hey. Hey, hey, hey. Hey, hey, hey. Hey, hey, hey. Looking for a new revolution. This one didn't get very far. I never want to spoil an illusion. Abracadabra. fire inside, the fire that wakes me up and carries me through until I sleep at night. I'm on the road and I know where it's leading. My destination's calling. All of these days I'm searching, striving, bleeding. The time will come when I'm crying freedom. I'm not gonna be a forgotten man. I'm living my life with a master plan. I'm holding a vision and it's in my head. I'm not gonna be a forgotten man. Yeah. All of my troubles, I brush them aside. Somebody held me up and carried me over to the other side. I'm on the road with a prayer and a reason. All of these days I'm searching, striving, bleeding. The time will come when I'm crying freedom. I'm not gonna be a forgotten man. I'm living my life with a master plan. I'm holding a vision and it's in my hands. I'm not gonna be a forgotten man. I'm living my life with a master plan. I'm holding a vision and it's in my hands. I'm not gonna be a forgotten man.
Shout out to my banking colleague, says this from Kate21. We're working flat out at the branch and at home helping our customers. Yeah, I think I've seen you on the telly, and Thank you, Kate in Tunbridge. Thank you, Kate. Now the news will be next, and after that, the oldies chosen by Simon Hurdson in Wilmslow, Cheshire.
BBC News at 3 o'clock. This is Anthony Birchley. The first people to make the most of the easing of government travel restrictions are jetting off abroad today. People can now visit more than 70 listed countries without having to self-isolate on their return. Travel companies have welcomed the move, but some are still getting to grips with the changes. Liz Turner has a package holiday booked to Croatia starting tomorrow, but she can't get there because her flight has been cancelled.
From what I understand, although some countries have opened up to tourists, a lot of flights aren't currently running. So although the accommodation is available for tourists, there are no flights to get there. And I think that's where the confusion is.
A survey suggests that most Britons feel uncomfortable about eating out in a restaurant because of the risk of catching COVID-19. Research for the Office for National Statistics found that around 8 in 10 of almost 1,800 people questioned in England, Scotland and Wales would not be happy to dine out. Beauticians say they've been unfairly targeted by the government, which has excluded them from carrying out many procedures when they open on Monday. They argue that if men are allowed to get their beards trimmed, then women should be allowed some face treatments. George Cullihan has had to close one of her 3 salons in Nottinghamshire, which specialises in brow and eyelash care, because of the government's COVID advice.
We have masks, our clients will have masks, and we have also purchased visors. So these visors, they completely cover the face and they're complete splash protection. How often do you go to a pub and when you leave, a glass collector is sanitising the area? That doesn't happen.
For the first time, the Italian city of Venice has tested its multi-billion-pound flood defence system. The project consists of 78 mobile barriers, which can be raised to block high waters coming from the Adriatic Sea. Quentin Somerville reports.
The mile-long chain of yellow dams rose slowly from the waters of the Adriatic, forming a barrier designed to save the Venice lagoon from flooding. It's the first time the entire system has been tested. The Italian Prime Minister, Giuseppe Conte, was present for the test. He said that he hoped the much-delayed flood protection would be operational in time for winter next year. Late last year, Venice suffered the worst floods in half a century, which left St Mark's Square submerged under more than a metre of water. Environmentalists today took to the waters to protest against the project, which they say will damage the lagoon and may not even work.
The video sharing app TikTok has said it stopped its operations in Hong Kong. The company said it would carry out the move when China granted itself sweeping powers in the territory. And while bison could soon be back in Britain for the first time in thousands of years, Kent Wildlife Trust and the Wildwood Trust are to reintroduce a small herd of endangered European bison to a nature reserve in the southwest of England in 2022. That's the BBC News, 3 minutes past 3.
Thank you, Anthony. Stand by for the oldies.
BBC Radio 2. Steve Wright in the afternoon.
The non-stop oldies brought to you daily by Steve Wright in the afternoon.
Here is the place where I will be staying. There isn't a number you can call the payphone. Let it ring a long, long, long
on Radio 2. Classic tunes as chosen by Simon Hurtson from Wilmslow. There's Pride in the Name of Love U2, and Harry doesn't mind if he doesn't make the scene. He's got a daytime job, he's doing alright. Songs of Swing.
You get a shiver in the dark, it's raining in the park. Meantime, south of the river you stop and you hold everything. Band is blowing Dixie, double fall time. Feel alright when you hear the music play. Well, now you step inside, but you don't see too many faces. Coming in out of the rain, they hear the jazz
strictly rhythm, he doesn't want to make it cry or sing. Yes, and an old guitar is all he can afford. When he gets up under the lights, play his thing. And Harry doesn't mind if he doesn't make the scene. He's got a daytime job, he's doing alright. He can play the honky-tonk like anything, saving it up for Friday night with the Sultans, with the Sultans of Swing.
It's 3:15 in the UK, 1 hour away from Serious Chockin' with no G. Only on Radio 2 with DJ Silly Boy. And these are the non-stop oldies chosen by Simon Erdson from Wilmslow in Cheshire. And next it's the Stones and Tumbling Dice. Yeah, the Tumbling Dice.
Do as I'm a friend.
oldies, chosen by Simon Herdson from Wilmslow. Hey Steve, I'm currently furloughed from my position on the facilities team with the National Trust at Quarry Bank, but I'm looking forward to getting back to work soon. Can I give a massive shout out and hello to all the National Trust staff and volunteers everywhere. During this period, I've spent a load of time walking Lulu, our lovely RSPCA rescue dog, as well as listening to music, playing Potmaster with Ken, researching my family tree, reading, gardening, watching the return of football. For me, that's supporting the mighty Blues of Chelsea. I've also been fetching tea and G&Ts for my gorgeous wife Susie, who's working from home. I'm a massive Bruce Springsteen fan and would love it if you could play Thunder Road for Springsteen fans everywhere, especially the Spring Nuts worldwide over on Facebook. Other than Bruce, I'm a big fan of REM, which we played already. I enjoyed going to concerts, or enjoy very much going to concerts when I can, especially in my younger years. And I've seen loads of bands live. Thank you for playing my oldies.
The screen door slams, Mary's dress waves. Like a vision she dances across the porch as the radio plays. Roy Orbison singing for the lonely. Hey, that's me and I want you only. Don't turn me home again, I just can't face myself alone again. Don't run back inside, darling, you know just what I'm here for. So you're scared and you're thinking that maybe we ain't that young anymore. Show a little faith, there's magic in the night. You ain't a beauty, but hey, you're alright. Oh, and that's alright with me. You can hide beneath your covers and study your pain. Make crosses from your lovers, the roses and the rain. Waste your summer praying in vain for a savior to rise from these streets. Well, now I know you're all that's understood. Or a addiction hanging off a girl that's beneath this dirty hood. With a chance to make it good somehow. Hey, what else can we do now? Except roll down the window and let the wind blow back your hair. Well, the night's busted open, these two lanes will take us anywhere. We got one last chance to make it real, to trade in these wings on some wheels. Climbing back hills, waiting down on the tracks.
It's a fair old tune, isn't it? Thunder Road, Bruce Springsteen. Now, in the next 10 minutes or so, we're going to talk to Ramesh Ranganathan, back on BBC Two this coming weekend with his new series Misadventures from My Sofa. And the non-stop oldies will continue. Stand by.
Got to hold and give, but do it at the right time.
Hi, it's Gabby Logan here, and Radio 2 has travelled back 30 years to a football tournament that helped define an era and transform a sport.
This is the pinnacle, this is the climax, this is what we've worked for.
Italian 90.
One of the most open World Cups there's ever been.
It had everything. Highs,
Lineker with a great chance, and it's
lows,
1-1 has ballooned it.
And theme music that brought opera to the masses.
Passion, penalties, and Pavarotti.
Available to hear now on the free BBC Sounds app.
Oldies was chosen by Simon Hurdson in Wilmslow in Cheshire. Thank you very much for them. Steve, loving the show. We listen to you every day as we do up our cottage in the Cotswolds. Say hi to my hard-working husband, Rob. Hello, Rob, who I love very much. He never stops and is making a great job of our kitchen. Cheers, Steve, from Angela. Thank you, Angela. Have a good weekend and all that. Steve, it's my parents' 27th anniversary today. Happy anniversary, Lindsay and Paul. Lots of love, Natasha and Tom. And Steve and team, you've got to say hello to my wonderful hubby, Nigel. He's been amazing through lockdown, shopping for 3 families, keeping us all safe whilst working full-time as a key worker. We're off on a well-deserved break. All my love from Lindsay. Have a good break. Steve, it's sus, it says. Ed, Sandy, the boy William heading from Banstead in Surrey to sunny Newquay to see long-missed grandparents. And Steve, you've got to say happy birthday to my granddaughter Scarlett, who'll be 7 on Sunday. Also say hello to her dad, Nige, who's been working really hard delivering food for online shoppers. Thank you very much. That's Sheila in Horsham.
Hello, everybody. It's Boy George.
Oh, George. Hello, George.
Hello. Coming up later, darlings, it's serious jockeying. All the best bangers in the world. Squeeze me.
And here's Bobby.
Steve, thank you. Edinburgh City Bypass, the A720, westbound, partially blocked. There's an accident at the A7, the Sheriff Hall roundabout. Now, this has just come in. I'm not quite sure of the restrictions at the moment. Traffic is getting past it, though. The M606 northbound at Junction 2 for the Euroway Trading Estates. We've got a breakdown, so one lane is shut there. M6 heading north at 6 Spaghetti Junction. There's a breakdown, so one lane is closed, but traffic's coping reasonably well. And the A494 at Loggerheads. We've got both ways closed completely with this accident between the Loggerheads garage and the A5119, which is the Ruthin Road mould. The latest on the M25. Now, if you're anti-clockwise, there's a breakdown just between 6 and 5. It's actually before Clackett Lane services, but after the Godstone turn, so you've got one lane shut there. A34 Oxford southbound breakdown between the A44 and the A420, so down towards the Botley interchange, it's slow. And finally, the M5 heading south, 24 to 25. There was a breakdown. They've actually moved it, but there's some quite heavy traffic on that stretch. Back with another one for you now in half an hour.
Thank you, Bobby. We'll talk to Ramesh soon.
After we finished that wine tasting, you were absolutely fine and happy to carry on with your evening. Then I had to go straight to bed.
Yeah, I'm sorry that people didn't see how out of form you are, you know, how out of drinking form you are right now.
That was bad. That was bad.
Yeah.
Hello, this is Alan Bennett. I tuned into Radio 2 for the first time in 48 years. Where's Pete Murray? I used to love Open House, and I was rather partial to those singers on Sing Something Simple. What about the marvel that was 100 Best Tunes? The tunes couldn't have been very good because I can't remember any. Give me a banger off Dua Lipa anytime.
If you don't wanna see me, did a full 180, crazy, thinking about the way I was. Did the heartbreak change me? Maybe, but look at where I ended up. I'm all good already, so moved on, it's scary. I'm not where you left me at all. So, if you don't wanna see me dancing with somebody, if you wanna believe that anything could stop me, don't show up, don't come out, don't start caring about me now. Walk away, you know how. Don't start caring about me now. Aren't you the guy who tried to hurt me with the word goodbye? Though it took some time to survive you, I'm better on the other side. I'm all good already. somebody. If you wanna believe that anything could stop me.
Don't start now. Dua Lipa. Just something to tell you about for next week. Sarah Cox is off and Amo Rajan will be covering for her. He'll be doing the What's in Your Fridge cooking thing, where you send in a list of random stuff in your fridge or cupboard. Then a guest cook comes up with an idea for something lovely you could make with those ingredients. Isn't that brilliant? I love it. To get involved, send your list of cupboard contents to Amol right away. Email amol, A-M-O-L, at bbc.co.uk. He just needs a few things that are in your fridge or cupboard. And then Lisa Faulkner, Melissa Hemsley, Greg Wallace or Levi Roots might be coming up with a delicious meal idea that uses them one day next week. Send your list to amol, A-M-O-L, at bbc.co.uk. Here we are returning for some factoids. It's Bobby Pryor and Tim Smith. Let's go to Bobby. What you got?
In Toy Story in 1995, the pattern of the carpet in Sid's house is exactly the same as the floor in The Shining from 1980.
Now, who would know that? Here's Tim.
You think moths eat clothes, don't you? But they don't. Moths lay their eggs, which eventually develop into larvae on your clothes. It's the larvae that then eat tiny parts of your clothes. Adult moths, they don't eat clothes. It's the larva.
If a polar bear and a grizzly bear mate, their offspring is called a pizzy bear. Here's Bobby.
The first nuts and bolts appeared in the middle of the 1400s. The bolts were just screws with straight sides and a blunt end. The nuts were handmade, very crude, and then when a match was found, they kept them together.
Wow, talking of very crude, here's Tim.
A poem written to celebrate a wedding is called an epithalamium.
Thank you.
Factoids. Steve Wright in the afternoon. Sugar, oh honey, honey, you are my candy girl, and you got me wanting you, honey, oh sugar, sugar, you are my candy girl, and you got me wanting you. I just can't believe the loveliness of loving you. I just can't believe it's true. I just can't believe the wonder of this feeling too. I just can't believe it's true. Ah, sugar. Oh, honey, honey. You are my candy girl, and you got me wanting you. Sugar, you are my candy girl, and you got me wanting you. When I kissed you, girl, I knew how sweet a kiss could be. I know how sweet a kiss can be. Like the summer sunshine, pour your sweetness over me. Pour your sweetness over me. Oh, sugar, sugar on me, honey. Life's so sweet. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Pour a little sugar on me. Oh, yeah. Pour a little sugar on me, honey. Pour a little sugar on me, baby. I'm gonna make life so sweet. Yeah, yeah. Pour a little sugar on me, honey. Ah, sugar. Honey, honey.
Now we got Ramesh Ranganathan on the line, and we give you a round of applause. First of all, I know that you're staying safe. I've seen you on the telly with some mates there, and you're all comfortable at home, right?
Yes, I am. Well, I'm in the garage as I speak to you now because I think it's probably the best way that the marriage can survive, really.
Well, at least the acoustics are very good.
They're wonderful, yeah. Although, as I'm speaking to you, sort of every week, my wife moves more and more stuff into the garage, and I think I might live here now, and I haven't realised. I think that's what might have happened.
I thought you lived with Rob Beckett.
Yeah, are you joking?
You'd want to use his toothpaste, wouldn't you?
Oh, mate, just for coverage of that kind of surface area, it's impressive.
Anyway, we're going to talk about Ramesh Ranganathan, Misadventures from My Sofa. Ramesh, of course, stand-up comedian, actor, podcaster, columnist and panel show regular. Misadventures from My Sofa, then. Now, this is looking back at some of the places that you've been to in that series. I want to talk about Albania first, if I may.
Sure.
So you're there in Albania, and you're having a lovely time and everything, and then you seem to go on television and you give this interviewer a really bad time.
Yeah, well, so what happened was Iona was the name of the lady that was showing me around Albania, and she is kind of the Holly Willoughby of Albania.
Right.
I hope I'm not insulting Iona or Holly in saying that, but that is kind of the best appropriation. And she invited me onto her show. Basically, they weren't sort of used to my kind of energy, I guess. You know, when they think comedian, they think somebody's sort of cracking up and laughing and smiling a lot. And so when I kind of sat there and answered the questions, it started to get really, really awkward. And then at one point they asked me to rap, which I really didn't want to do because I can't do it. But I often get asked to do it because I'm a rap fan. I just said for a joke, I said, the idea of me rapping is unacceptable. And then it just got so tense in the studio. And then what happened was that apparently the gallery was sort of in her ear saying, is he okay? Do we need to abort this interview? Like, this is going really badly. And then we went to a break, and then they said to me, they're just not used to your British sense of humour. So then I went completely the other way. I was involved in a cookery segment. I started showing excitement at carrots. I was delighted by the salad. I sort of felt like I needed to counteract what I'd done in the first part of it.
I just loved it. I mean, I thought it was just brilliant. Now, we've got a clip here, and you might want to tell me exactly where are we at on this clip?
So this is where I'm chatting to, because I caught up with all of the co-hosts from all of the shows. So this is me talking to Skender, who's my Bosnian co-host, about the fact that we went to Herzegovina and we tried some of the wine there. We went to a vineyard, and so this is us talking about it.
All right.
One of my favourite parts of the trip was when you and I tried Herzegovinian wine.
Ah, yes.
Everything I said I thought was hilarious. It was so pathetic to watch.
Really good. Very good, yeah. So Skender took me to wine tasting, and I'm going to be straight up with you. I am so smashed.
You were completely ratted, weren't you?
Yeah, well, the thing was is that in the run-up to that, I hadn't been drinking at all. I just sort of was having a break from it. And then obviously, when we went to this vineyard, I said, well, obviously I'm going to try the wine there. And it just hit me so quickly. And I thought, in the moment, I thought it would be funny to just keep asking for more. I think it's a funny thing to do. Like, as he was sort of...
That's so irresponsible.
As he was explaining the intricacies of the different wine and the bouquets and all that, I just get going, can I have some more? I thought it was funny, but I just got completely hammered. And then they interviewed me afterwards, and honestly, I cannot explain to you. I thought I was hilarious. I thought I was insightful. I really did think I was smashing that interview, and then I watched it back afterwards, and it was humiliating.
But it was entertaining. We're talking to Ramesh Ranganathan. His new series, Misadventures from My Sofa, starts on Sunday night on BBC Two, and we'll come back and talk about it some more in just a moment. Stay there, please. kind of updated spin-off series, Misadventures from My Sofa, starting this Sunday. So, the travel documentary, The Misadventures of Ramesh Ranganathan. In the original 2 series of the show, Ram ventured to 9 of the world's most off-the-beaten-path destinations, including Ethiopia, Mongolia, Albania, as we mentioned, and the Arctic. It's coming back at the weekend, and most of the countries that we mentioned will be featured or not.
Yeah, so we're checking in with all of the countries that we visited in the 2 series, and I'm talking to all of the co-hosts. We go over the best bits of the trip, and there are things that we shot that we didn't include in the original show, so there's unseen stuff as well.
Okay.
It's kind of best of with unseen stuff as well.
Do you mean outtakes?
Well, do you know what? This is what I'll be honest with you, Steve. I did say this to them. So sorry, is this a best of, including the stuff that wasn't good enough to make the first cut? Is that the remit? Is that the rationale behind this show? But there are bits and pieces that just didn't fit. So, for example, I did a trip across the Sahara, and one of the things that we did was we went to a petrol station. And it was a petrol station they used in the horror film The Hills Have Eyes. And we did this kind of horror pastiche. But then when you try and put that into a show about the majesty of the Sahara, and then it just cuts to 2 idiots trying to recreate a horror film, it just feels really, really weird.
Some way you have to contextualise it, don't you?
Exactly, yeah.
What you're doing and what you've been doing, though, Ramesh, is actually highly advanced, because over the years that we've known you, you've revealed your private life, your mum, your home, you get drunk on TV. I think that's very, very contemporary stuff to do.
When you start out doing comedy, you're trying to find the funny, if you like. And I've always liked comedians who are kind of honest, and I always think that the truth is often the funniest thing. And so showing your true self in these things, I think, is a fun thing to do.
But obviously it's a performance. But if it's like 100% you, how do you stop yourself from going mad?
Well, you have to talk to my wife about that. I don't think she thinks I've managed it. That's the honest truth of it.
What was that noise in the background? It sounded like a horse or something in the background.
That was, I think it was a motorbike, it sounded like to me. So I don't know what horses you've got in your area. But
yeah. Well, there's a lot of horsepower.
Absolutely.
See what I did there? Yeah.
That was,
thank you.
That was incredible.
Thank you so much. It's not about me. Here's Tim.
I was going to say, are you planning future trips then, Ramesh? Hopefully for when things get back to some semblance of normality. And are you awash with ideas of things to do?
Well, yeah, the truth is we've got loads of things that we want to do for the travel show going forward. It's kind of walking that line between figuring out what we're allowed to do, you know, in the circumstances, and then doing the best thing we can under those conditions, if you like. I mean, one of the things we said was what we don't want to do is compromise the show because of circumstances and not make as good a show as we normally do. I mean, if there were no restrictions, there are loads of places that I'd like to see. There's loads of different things that we could do. So it's just a matter of picking the best ones, really.
You were last with us, I think, in November or December. Your autobiography, Straight Outta Crawley, came out. And you were also touring at the time. So it must be a bit of a bad time at the moment, obviously, for all comedians and all people that appear publicly. When do you think that there might be a bit of an opening? I know that a lot of comedians are doing this car park thing.
Yeah, they're doing it drive-in gigs. And I did a show called The Ranganation from my garage last month. And one of the things with that is you've got to write a monologue and try out the material. And when I did the first series, I was going to clubs and doing it. And I couldn't do that this time, obviously. So I started doing these online gigs where you have a front row that are in the chat, in the video call with you. And you kind of deliver it that way. It's just not the same, really. And the thing is, I'll be honest, I'm quite lucky because obviously I've got TV work and stuff like that, but there's loads of comedians who rely on the live circuit for their income, and so it looks like a lot of comedy clubs might have to close. It's worrying times, I think, for a lot of people.
Yeah. Ramesh Ranganathan, Misadventures from My Sofa, starts this Sunday night, 9 p.m, BBC 2. Series 2 of the show is also available, of course, to watch on the iPlayer. And stay safe and all of that. We're saying that to all of our guests, and hope to get back to out there and all the rest of it. Thank you, Ramesh. We'll talk to you soon.
Thank you very much. It's lovely to speak to you guys. Take care.
Ta-da. Bye-bye.
Nothing gets me down.
comes to the jocking, that's serious jocking with no G. We are standing by for your participation. So, from 4:15, it's serious jocking. That's in 21 minutes' time. Yeah, I think so. If you want to get your serious jocking, shout out your message or your dedication in now, you can do it right away, immediately now, using Serious Jocking at bbc.co.uk. That's Serious Jocking, all one word, and no G at the end of jocking. Don't forget your no G puns, please. Tell us what you're doing, if you would, where you're going, what's happening at the weekend, perhaps, but with no G's at all. And you can text us 88291, or you can tweet at BBC Radio 2 using the hashtag Serious Jocking. What you up to tonight, where you're going, what you're doing at the weekend, how's it been going? Serious Jocking at bbc.co.uk. Serious Jocking, all one word and no G at the end of jocking. And don't forget, if you want to big anybody up at all, you're welcome to do that, of course. Say anything you like. And don't forget your no G puns. Tell us what you're doing, where you're going, what's happening. Big somebody up. You can text 88291, or you can tweet us at BBC Radio 2 using the hashtag Serious Jocking. Okay, once more, Serious Jocking at bbc.co.uk. Text 88291 and tweet at BBC Radio 2. Thank you.
Rylan on Saturday.
You know I like to play all sorts of stuff on my show. There's your old classics from the 80s. Oh, what tune. Some that are a bit fresher than that. There's even some tracks that the kids like.
Show me a real good time.
Oh, don't you worry, babe, I will.
Rylan Clark Neil.
You lucky things. Saturday afternoons from 3 on BBC Radio 2.
Okay, we're there.
BBC Radio 2.
Here's Bobby.
Steve, thank you. First of all, if you're heading out on towards the A720, the Edinburgh City Bypass westbound, we do have this accident at the A7. You can just about squeeze past it towards the Sheriff Hall roundabout. The M6 northbound, 6 Spaghetti Junction, we've got a broken down vehicle, one lane is shut. The latest at Loggerheads, the A494, that's still closed both ways with the accident between Loggerheads and the Mould turning at the A5119, and the M25 anti-clockwise. 6 towards 5 towards the Clackett Lane services. There's a breakdown there. There's one just after as well, so you've got a lane closure in 2 different places. And also the M25, for the first time in a long time, if you're anti-clockwise, it's queuing through 11 at Chertsey from 12 with the M3, just congestion. The A34 at Oxford southbound accident. The Botley interchange is still there, one lane shut. And finally, the M5. Now, if you're on the southbound side, there was a breakdown that left queues between 24 and 25 at Taunton. All lanes open, but it's still slow. Another one for you, half an hour.
Thank you very much. Shout outs now for Serious Jocking with your no G puns immediately. Now, Rihanna, Umbrella.
You have my heart, and we'll never be worlds apart. Maybe in magazines, but you still be my star. Baby, 'cause in the dark, you can't see shiny cars. And that's when you need me there. With you, I'll always share. Sunshine, we shine together. Told you I'll be here forever. Said I'll always be your friend. Took an oath, I'ma stick it out to the end. Now that it's raining more than ever, know that we'll still have each other. You can stand under my umbrella. You can stand under my umbrella. Ella, Ella, eh, eh, eh. Under my umbrella. Ella, Ella, eh, eh. Under my umbrella, Ella, Ella, eh, eh, eh. Under my umbrella, Ella, Ella, eh, 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 eh. Fancy things will never come in between. You're part of my entity, here for infinity. When the world has took its part, when the world has dealt its cards, if the hand is hard, together we'll mend your heart. Because when the sunshine will an oath, I'ma stick it out to the end. Now that it's raining more than ever, know that we'll still have each other. You can stand under my umbrella. You can stand under my umbrella. La, la, eh, 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 eh. You can run into my arms. It's okay, don't be alarmed. Come into me.
Oh, it's Riri and Umbrella. Hello, this is Steve Wright in the afternoon from BBC Radio 2. On this programme, Tim Smith and Bobby Pryor. News with Anthony coming up next. Mike with Sport right after. Then at 4:15, Serious Jockey. Radio 2's tribute to disco and dance culture. I think that's what it is.
Steve Wright in the afternoon.
In the United Kingdom, across planet Earth. This is Radio 2 on the BBC Sounds app on your smart speaker and on 88 to 91 FM.
BBC News at 4 o'clock. This is Anthony Birchley. Travellers arriving in the UK from more than 60 countries are no longer required to isolate themselves for 2 weeks. Holiday companies say they've had a surge in inquiries about foreign trips as a result. Stuart Wingate, the chief executive of Gatwick Airport, said staff had worked throughout the lockdown making preparations for this moment.
Lots of emphasis on hygiene, so hand sanitisation, obviously the wearing of face masks, also the installation of perspex screens to protect passengers and staff. So lots of emphasis really on having the hygiene levels at the airport as high as they can possibly be so that passengers and staff are safe.
Pubs, cafes, restaurants and bars in Wales will be able to serve customers indoors from the 3rd of August if COVID-19 cases continue to fall. Businesses will start serving people outdoors from Monday. And the First Minister, Mark Drakeford, said further easing would depend on how that went. Our Wales correspondent, Thomas Morgan, gave details of the other restrictions being lifted.
On Monday, there can also be groups of up to 30 people outdoor in, say, a fitness class outside, so long as someone is taking that group of people. The following week, playgrounds will be able to reopen. On the 25th, campsites can reopen. And on the 27th, museums and cinemas will also be able to reopen.
A survey suggests that 60% of Britons feel uncomfortable about eating indoors at a restaurant. The poll by the Office for National Statistics also found 70% of people were uneasy about going to a cinema. A man's been jailed for trying to steal a version of the historical document Magna Carta from Salisbury Cathedral. The court heard that in October 2018, Mark Royden, who's 46 and from Kent, used a hammer to smash the glass box which held the 800-year-old manuscript. Royal Mail's been fined £1.5 million by the communications regulator Ofcom for failing to deliver first-class mail on time. It's supposed to deliver most first-class post across the UK within 1 working day, but failed to do so last year. The video sharing app TikTok says it stopped its operations in Hong Kong. The move's in response to China's imposition of new security legislation there. Here's Michael Bristow.
TikTok announced earlier this week it would pull out of Hong Kong. Now it's done so. It came after China granted itself sweeping powers in the territory. Social media platforms can now be fined and their staff imprisoned if they refuse to take down material deemed illegal. TikTok's withdrawal means it doesn't have to decide whether to comply with the law, a particular dilemma for the app's owner, ByteDance, because it's a Chinese company. But with TikTok banned in India and the US threatening to do the same, the firm's problems are not over.
And the funeral has taken place in East Sussex of the Forces sweetheart Dame Vera Lynn, who died last month at the age of 103. 2 Spitfires flew over the funeral procession as it made its way through Ditchling. That's the BBC News at 3 minutes past 4.
Thank you. sport, here's Mike Williams.
Well, Steve, it's advantage West Indies on day 3 of the first test with England. The tourists have passed England's first innings total and are currently 235 for 5 at tea in Southampton. That's a lead of 31. You can hear ball-by-ball commentary right now over on 5 Live Sports Extra. And remember, TV highlights are on BBC 2 tonight from 7 p.m. Manchester City will face Lyon or Juventus in the Champions League quarter-finals if they hold on to their first-leg advantage over Real Madrid. City hold a 2-1 lead in their last 16 tie, which was played before the tournament was suspended due to coronavirus. Chelsea could face Barcelona or Napoli in the last 8, but trailed Bayern Munich 3-0 in their last 16 tie. Manchester United, meanwhile, have been drawn against Istanbul, Başakşehir or Copenhagen in the last 8 of the Europa League, whilst Wolves have a potential tie against Sevilla or Roma. Rangers will play Inter Milan or Getafe if they reach the quarter-finals. Formula 1 is in Austria again this weekend, the second race of the shortened 2020 season. Sergio Perez was fastest in first practice for the Styrian Grand Prix. Max Verstappen has just finished fastest in second practice, and the 620 players whose rankings would have allowed them to compete at this year's Wimbledon will now share the £10 million prize money. The All England clubs say the pandemic insurance they have allows them to make the payments.
Thank you. If you want to get a Serious Jockin' shout out, your message or a dedication on the show, on Serious Jockin', get it in now. You can do it right away, immediately, using seriousjockin@bbc.co.uk. That's Serious Jockin', all one word, and no G at the end of Jockin'. Don't forget your puns as well. No G puns, please. And you can text us 88291 or tweet us at BBC Radio 2. The hashtag is Serious Jockin.
Hello, this is Alan Bennett.
Yes.
It's very nearly time for serious jocking with no G.
Correct.
It's a concept I very much enjoy.
Good.
Let's have tea and cake fingers to celebrate.
Let's do that. Yes.
Rest up, settle down, and drift off with the latest episode in the Mindful Mix series, The Sleeping Forecast. A soundtrack of classical music by emerging talent, blended with the soothing tones of Radio 4's shipping forecast presenter Neil Nunes.
5, 6 miles, 1,000, rising slowly.
The Sleeping Forecast. Listen now on the free BBC Sounds app.
hours away. There's Aha, The Sun Always Shines on TV. And here is Bobby Pryor.
Steve, thank you. Edinburgh City Bypass, A720, westbound still partially blocked at the A7, the Sheriff Hall roundabout. M1, this is a new one. Junction 45, we've got a breakdown. This is at Leeds Cross Green. So on the northbound side, you've got some slow traffic. M606 northbound, we've got a breakdown, but at Junction 2 for the Euroway Trading Estates. That is now causing a big queue. And the problems for Birmingham on the M6 now. Northbound, where we were talking about this breakdown at Junction 6, it's an accident now at Spaghetti Junction. So one lane is shut. Behind it on the M6 northbound 5 to 6 there is a breakdown that shut 2 lanes, so you've got 2 problems within 3 junctions. A494 at Loggerheads is closed both ways with this accident between the Loggerheads garage and the Ruthin Road. The A5119 at Moulds, that's still now causing queues and problems for the M25 anti-clockwise at the Dartford Tunnel. They are holding the traffic. There is an accident in the right-hand tunnel, so queuing back to 2 already. Also behind it, between 6 and 5 at Clackett Lane Services, there was a breakdown. That's still there, causing queues as well. And the A34 at Oxford, southbound accident between the A44 and the A420 at Botley Interchange is still there. Just quickly, M5 southbound, a little bit slow, 24 to 25, still at Taunton, following that earlier breakdown. Another one for you, 40 minutes.
Thank you, Bobby.
Oh, hello, this is Tim Smith, co-host. Now, as most of you know, I'm a bit of a DJ myself. I'm immensely cool. For example, I'd normally be in Ibiza this time of the year, and even though I'm now in my 40s and occasionally wear slacks and white shoes and the caps on front ways, I do well fantasise about being DJ Silly Boy sometimes, and perhaps spinning in some bangers myself. Oh well, just let me mention anyway that me, DJ Smithy, has rented a shortwave frequency tonight, 49.9 metres at 8 p.m. Oh well, meantime, the weekend starts here.
And now it is time. Thank you, DJ Smithy, for serious jockeying with no G. I am DJ Silly Boy, and the weekend starts now.
Serious jockeying.
You're unbelievable. By telling me more about mine, I'm always so concerned with the way you say you always have to stop to think of us. Being one is more than I ever know, but this time I realize I'm gonna shoot through and leave you. The things you say, your purpose just give you away. The things you say, you're unbelievable.
see Rob again, and Rob very occasionally sits in when we go on holiday, which is a very good thing. You're very, very good. And of course, you know what's coming. I'll get it out of the way now. And of course, once, I think it was an April Fool's Day, became Ken Bruce for a morning. Do you remember?
Of course I remember, because you were here and I came to say hello to you and I said, I'm going to be pretending to be Ken Bruce. And you reacted like a child with such glee. You were punching the air. I remember you going, I love it, I love it.
Well, shall I tell you for why? Because I was the guy that discovered that you did it.
Oh, were you? I don't remember that.
Well, you used to come in and I used to say, well, who else do you do? And you said, well, I can do a little bit of Ken Bruce. And I encouraged you and nurtured you with it.
I have no memory of this, Tim, Janie. I have no memory at all.
It's after a fee, you know that.
I see the next step to this as an invoice, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly.
Is there anybody else you do that you've not done publicly that he could help nurture?
Yeah, that you could secretly bring up. Well, I mean, the thing with Ken is, it's very easy to do Ken. Because I don't actually say any words at all. It's sort of like that. Friday night is music night.
I love it. I thought, how can I prompt him some more to do that? And then you picked it up. I'll do the thing here. Actor and comedian Rob Brydon is known for, amongst so many other things, playing Uncle Bryn in Gavin and Stacey. As the host of Panel Quiz, Would I Lie to You? And not to mention his uncanny impersonation of said Ken Bruce. This Friday night at 10 p.m. on BBC Two, Rob will be on our screens in the follow-up to the hugely successful series of Steve Coogan, The Trip, called The Trip to Italy. Although it'll be shown as a series here in the UK, and it's going to be made into a feature movie in the US, which I think is the same style as last time, right?
Yeah, last time. They basically take the series, squeeze it down into a film. And it's already, we went over to the Sundance Film Festival.
With your independent movie?
Yeah, that's right, yeah. Met a lot of great people there, heard a lot of good buzz about the movie. We did that, so it played there, and I think it opens in America later in the year, and also Australia and France. But the best thing you must do now is you must now go to YouTube and you must type in The Trip Spanish trailer, because they dubbed the first one into Spanish, and there's a trailer, and it starts off, it's mostly Steve for the first 30, 40 seconds, and he's dubbed like this. And I don't say anything. And I was thinking, I wonder what I'm going to be like. More Steve. And then I pop up.
Oh, that's not nice,
It's hurtful.
Of course it
is.
It's
hurtful.
I can see why you would be hurt. And what about the impressions?
Yeah.
How do the impressions work in Spanish?
Well, it is like Al Pacino. Pull me back in.
So they don't leave the impressions in English?
No, so Michael Caine would be trying to figure out what it would be. Right. It's a politics all about that to try to do.
Now, the theory behind this series is, or this movie, or these movies, is, I suppose, that this is the real you, or extended versions of you, just messing about. But I'm willing to bet that the thing has a director and a bit of a crew.
The thing does have a director.
And it's not just you two in a van going through Italy doing impressions.
No, and it's not just a fly-on-the-wall thing. They didn't just follow us around. No, it's Michael Winterbottom, to give him his proper name. Michael Winterbottom is his idea. He directs it. He comes up with the storyline, everything that'll happen, and we sort of fill it in. And we're playing, sometimes it's exactly as we are, and other times it's exaggerated or twisted, and, you know.
But is it scripted?
The only script is plot. So in this one, we're following around Italy in the footsteps of Byron and Shelley. So Michael decides where we go. But the sort of colouring in, and certainly the riffs, you know, whether it's the Michael Caine or To Bed for We Rise at Dawn, which is another one people like, that's just stuff we make up.
Are you genuine friends? Have you known each other a long, long time? Because you're almost like brothers.
Yeah, well, I've known him since 1997 or 8. I was a huge fan, loved what he was doing. Then we ended up working together. His company produced Marion and Jeff and Human Remains, and his company produced Gavin and Stacey. So we've been involved and we've done different things over the years. We don't see each other. He lives on the South Coast. He travels around. He's in America a lot. So it's not a sort of friendship as it appears on the screen. I only see him when we work together or when we're publicising the work.
All right, now, I doubt very much that you're envious of his movie career.
Does he have a movie career?
Well,
I didn't
I mean,
know
it's-
that. What was this? Philadelphia. Yes,
Yeah.
Philadelphia, of course. Which was...
Philomena.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
Do you know what? When we were making the trip to Italy, he was getting cuts of the Alan Partridge film and Philomena sent over. And I've got photos of me being forced to watch these cuts. There's a picture of the two of us on the balcony of the hotel somewhere in Italy, and I'm sat, and he's having a drink, and I'm sat watching this laptop going, no, this is good, that is good. So I was thrilled for him, because I know how hard he worked.
So where will that lead him?
Well, I don't know. I think that's very interesting, actually. That's the thing. I said, so this must be a game changer then. And he said, the game has already changed.
That's brilliant.
And I said, it's not Ludo anymore. He said, no, it's a leather-embossed backgammon.
That is brilliant. I see him on American television quite a lot. He doesn't go with any baggage there, does he?
Yeah, he's sort of new there. The comedy intelligentsia all know about Partridge and they know about all his stuff. But this film, I think, is going to be very interesting to see what he does next, because it's not the sort of role he normally plays. That's it. It's not like he's got this big hit with a comedy. He's got this big hit now with something that's very unlike what he normally does, which makes the next move very interesting.
Yeah, it'll lead to all different kinds of things, I think, which means hopefully there'll be a trip 3.
But I think you should let time pass and see how we feel and see how this goes down. It hasn't come out yet. But what I love about it is how it looks at aging. That's the big thing in it for me, is two middle-aged blokes getting older and realising they're getting older. Because I find blokes at my age, I'm nearly 49, all talk about the same things. It's all, do you feel this now? And have you noticed that now? Is this normal? That's a big one. Is it normal? And that's a big part of the trip, is the two of us driving around this beautiful, beautiful places in Italy that's slowly decaying.
A week on Saturday, 12th of April, you can see Rob here hosting a new BBC One primetime comedy entertainment show.
Very much.
Called The Guess List. Guess as in guessing. Yeah. How similar or different is it from other shows of its ilk?
It's a big, smiley, funny. I think it is funny. We've finished them all. We've recorded them all. Saturday night show. 2 contestants. It's a game show.
Right.
Trying to win a lovely prize. And a bunch of celebrities trying to sort of help them. And it's all about me interacting with the contestants and the celebrities.
People, don't take this the wrong way, are people standing up or sitting down?
Well, Steve, I'm not going to dodge this bullet. I'm going to tell you, frankly, they're sitting down, Steve.
So it's all about you.
That's right. I'm the only one allowed to stand, and that was.
And you walk around.
And
as
I
well,
walk
don't you?
around,
Yes,
and
you
that
do,
was in
Rob,
my
yes.
contract
Yes.
because I'm a short man, Steve. So for me,
with a short jacket,
I'm wearing a short jacket, listeners, which he's a little go at me about as when I arrived. Pots and kettles come to mind, but I'm not going to say anything.
Fair enough.
I'm the only one allowed to stand. That was very important in the contract, so that it makes me look a lot taller than I actually am.
So what do the guests have to do then? They have to guess
They
something?
have to guess things, yes. We give them questions that are based on surveys that you could really only guess. You'd be hard-pushed to know it. What do British people find most annoying about air travel? Well, you're going to have to guess. Is it legroom? Is it screaming kids? So they have a little thing. The celebrities have a guess. And on the way, hopefully, a little witty interchange with their gracious host.
Yeah.
In a short jacket.
A short man in a short jacket.
Celebs taking part include James Corden, David Williams, Jennifer Saunders, Alec Jones, Jason Manford, and others. And also, Would I Lie to You? There's another one of those coming.
We've recorded more. We did them just before the guest list, and that goes out, I think, later in the year, around the autumn.
And at any time, will you be going back to your BBC Wales show?
No.
Shall I take that as a no?
Yes.
Okay. Well, I don't see why not.
Don't you forget your roots, Rob.
Don't forget my roots. But you know we've talked about this, but that was where I started, and I was wanting to be doing comedy, and I was wanting to be doing stuff. Couldn't get ahead. So,
but it was a good show.
Oh, it was a good show.
There's a lot of public service in there, and I think that you owe it to yourself and to the listeners.
I still get people today who tweet me saying, "Are you Anton Dubek?" It's got nothing to do with what you just said, but that's what they do.
You can see Rob Brydon in The Trip to Italy this Friday night, 10 p.m. on BBC Two, and then hosting The Guest List. It's every Saturday night from the 12th of April over there on BBC One. Good to see you. Bless you.
Thank you, Steve.
Rob Brydon,
Thank you,
everybody.
Tim. Thank you, Janie.
Rob Brydon.
Hoorah!
He's not going back to Radio Wales.
I'll never be able to return now.
Today, Janie Lee Grace and Tim Smith are here. And let me ask you, first of all, Janie, what's another name for the combination of the gluteus maximus, minimus, and medius? What are they?
Is it connected to something that you have to press for your Twitter feed?
No. It's actually the 3 muscles of your rear end.
I knew that.
Over half the cheese eaten in the UK is cheddar.
Finland has the greatest number of islands in the world.
Actually, I should have known that because it's mentioned in Pilates. If you do a Pilates class, you're very often told to strengthen those parts.
Oh, really?
When Pope John Paul II visited California, the Hollywood sign was changed temporarily to read Holywood.
A new poll asked women, what diet fad do you want to go away? And the most popular answer was gluten-free. Here's Janie Lee Grace.
The word jungle comes from the Hindi word meaning waste ground.
The average woman, and let's face it, there is no average woman, waits 29 days before she lets a new boyfriend see her without makeup.
Who do you think invented spectacles?
Leonardo da Vinci?
No, good answer.
I don't know, Graham Glasses, Sammy Spectacles.
It doesn't have to be an individual. What race of people do you think invented spectacles, as far as we know?
Lenny Lenz.
The Italians.
The Chinese. Marco Polo reported seeing many pairs worn by Chinese people as early as 1275. That's 500 years before lens grinding became an art in the West.
Lens grinding?
Yes.
He owns a scrapyard,
No,
doesn't he?
He used to be in EastEnders.
Factoids.
Kate Winslet, CBE, a top film star.
CBE.
Top film star of this parish. We're just trying to decide what film it was we were discussing in this very hotel about 10 or 12 years ago. That was the first time I ever met you. And we only mentioned that because you said, I've met you before. And I said, you're just making that up.
No, I do actually have a bit of a memory for faces and for dialogue, weirdly, which is rather annoying because I can visualise right now pages of dialogue that I said in films 12 years ago, 15 years ago. It's really annoying. I wish I couldn't. But I think the film we probably were talking about then was maybe Iris. It was 10 or 12 years ago, yeah. Roughly that kind of timing, yeah.
Can you remember much from the sinking ship film?
Oh, I remember everything. I do. It's lovely actually having had the baby because now all my brain cells are coming back to me and I can remember things like films I once made. Yeah, no, Titanic in particular. Yeah, of course, yeah.
You mentioned the baby. Congratulations on that. You look fantastic. I've got to ask the question because you're an icon and you're an inspiration. I mean, how have you managed to get back into shape so quickly? I've got to ask. Women will want me to ask, like my wife, for example.
But you know what? As many women will want you to ask, as much as many women won't want you to ask. It's a really tricky subject, actually, because everyone's different, first of all. And secondly, there's terrible pressure, I think, on women to lose this baby weight. I have to say, so far, it's just been Mother Nature being on my side this time. And, we shouldn't talk about it too much. It adds to that whole debate.
The sleepless nights or not?
No, the baby's wonderful. And he's actually, at night, he's a pretty good sleeper. Not much of a daytime sleeper, but he's very good at night, yeah.
OK, talking of kids and talking of your new film, Divergent, because we should talk about that, you said that this is one you did for the kids, the older kids, that is. Is that true? In part, you did it for them?
Definitely was a part of the reason why I felt inclined to say yes. But also I was struck by the story and very aware of the fact that this was something completely different for me. I mean, I haven't played a villain before. There's a whole new challenge, a different ballgame. And also I just really enjoyed the fact that here is a story where both the hero and the villain are women. And that, to me, is quite a big thumbs up. And yes, my daughter had read the book and a lot of her friends have done, so yeah, I figured I'd score quite a few mum points if I did this one.
Because we should say that this is based on a young adult novel, I think they call this, which has been hugely successful. I think it's part of a trilogy. It's going for that young adult audience, although I'm still quite a young adult and I quite enjoyed it. So, I mean, it's for everybody, I suppose. How much fun did you have playing the baddie, Janine? Because I read one critic who said Kate Winslet unlocks her inner baddie and loves it, clearly.
Yeah, I did love it. I really did. It was, as I say, it was great to just try a whole new set of stuff. You know, as an actor, you have as much fun as you allow yourself to have, and there was no shortage of that on this one, but I really did enjoy playing the bad person. And not only that, but she also has this kind of scientific brain, so I'm not very scientifically minded at all. So that was, again, something just different and fun and new for me.
These are your children. I don't think I knew they were choosing today. What's your name?
I'm Caleb. It's a pleasure to meet you.
Janine Matthews. And you are?
This is Beatrice.
You both have a big decision to make today. I'm sure your parents will support whatever choice you make.
That's not supposed to be a choice. The test should tell us what to do.
You're still free to choose.
But you don't really want that.
It was a lot of fun, yeah. Making those young kids feel intimidated. I really did enjoy it. In fact, when I arrived on the set, I came to the set towards the end of the shoot. They'd been filming for about 17 weeks, and I was just slotted in for the last 3. So I remember walking onto the set for the first day and realising, oh my God, I think these people are scared of me. And I just let them be scared for a couple of days. I just thought, let them just be a little bit nervous.
You cruel thing.
No, it was fun. And then, of course, by the end of the shoot, they were all, now, Kate, I'm having this problem with my boyfriend, or I'm having this, I became everybody's auntie, which is what always happens. So it was lovely.
Talk us through the story then. It's essentially the story of Beatrice, who's the divergent in the title of the film. Mm-hmm. You better explain what a divergent is and what the film's about. Yeah. And it's this kind of utopian, dystopian vision of the future after a virtually cataclysmic war.
It's set during a time when you are born into your family, as we all are, but when you're 16 years old, you can either choose to stay with your family or to leave and join a faction of your choosing, and there are 5 different factions. So you're born into your faction, or you can choose to leave a different faction. And the factions are amity, abnegation, dauntless, erudite, and candor. And now Beatrice, who is the central character, she's born into the abnegation faction, and they value selflessness. And at the choosing ceremony, shock horror, she chooses to leave her wonderful, lovely family and join Dauntless. And Dauntless are the brave faction. They do crazy things like jump off buildings and leap onto moving trains. And now Janine, my character, is the head of the erudite faction. They value intelligence. And Janine wants for her faction to be the governing faction out of all of them, which at the beginning of the story it is not. But at the same time, she wants to maintain the faction system, keep it pure and keep it absolutely as clean as it's supposed to be. Divergents are an individual who possess a strain of every different faction in their blood. And those people, as far as Janine is concerned, need to be exterminated.
You've rehearsed that. That was brilliant. I can say no more except that it looks fantastic. It's clearly brilliantly done, brilliantly directed, and there is something for everybody. Forget the young adult tag. It's good fun, whatever age you are. You are a fantastic baddie. I think you should do more baddies in the future.
I'm doing another baddie, actually, coming up soon. Yeah, I'm going to do another one, which is rather weird.
Kate Winslet, thanks very much indeed.
Thank you.
Anybody you ever meet who goes on an aircraft says, oh, it was the air in the cabin, that's how I got my cold, that's how I got my snuffles. Well, that is wrong. Aeroplanes spend a considerable amount of energy pumping in and pressurising fresh air. Some is recycled, but it passes through numerous HEPA filters to draw out bacteria. So what makes you ill when you're on a plane? What do you think?
Is it the food?
No, not necessarily.
Is it the plastic cups you sometimes have to drink from?
Yeah, tray tables, lavatory handles and headrests touched by dozens of passengers every day. It's not the air that makes you sick, it's those things.
What do you think is the most landlocked country in the world? You'll never get this.
Well, it's somewhere in the middle of Europe.
Yeah, sort of down towards Asia way, really.
Oh, not Luxembourg?
No. No, it's a good answer, though. Yes, very good.
Not bad.
No, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to laugh. Uzbekistan is the most landlocked country in the world. It's surrounded by equally landlocked countries like Afghanistan, Kazakhstan, Kyrgyzstan, Tajikistan and Turkmenistan.
You know everything about geography. Now, Janie.
Before I give you the factoid, I'm going to give you the source from 1,339 iFacts to make your jaw drop. That's the book.
Okay.
Listen to this. Bees can count up to 4.
No, they can't.
That's why I gave you the source, because I knew you'd thought I'd made it up.
How do they
do it?
Well, we're going to have to ask the authors.
Well, who are the authors?
Well, it's the QI guys, isn't it? It's compiled by John Lloyd, John Mitchinson and James Harkin.
John Lloyd. Yeah. I love John Lloyd. He's a dear, dear man. He comes in here. He's very friendly. How does he know that?
Well, call him up and ask.
Factoids.
Rufus Hound is a comedian, actor and TV presenter who's been a regular panellist on quiz shows, including Argumental, Would I Lie to You, Celebrity Juice, and had his own CBBC sitcom called Hounded, which I didn't see because it was probably on when we were on. Look, Rufus Hound is here.
Hooray!
It's a return visit from Rufus.
The prophecy has come true. He has returned.
Good to see you. How are you?
Nice to be back.
Now, you can currently be seen in the role of Freddie Benson in the first British theatre production of the musical Dirty Rotten Scoundrels. When I saw that this was on and you were doing it, I thought, well, perfectly cast. And then I also thought, what a great idea. Why hasn't anybody done this before? But they had done it before, but in America.
This is what happened. You've got David Yazbek, who is a phenomenal composer, who won Emmys working for David Letterman. And I know not everybody in this country knows David Letterman, but of those of us who do, you know that is a rubber stamp right there.
Yeah.
The book was written by Geoffrey Lane, who wrote Mad About You. Again, in this country, not everybody knows about Mad About You. Paul Reiser, it was the thing that launched Helen Hunt into the world. So I've seen a few of these sorts of musical things being put on where I just think, what's the ruddy point? That thing was fine as it was. It didn't need somebody to come on, overlay a bunch of 80s hits on top of it and try and resell us yesterday's
I can't
dinner.
imagine what you're talking about. Can you?
No, I'm saying nothing.
Close those web pages.
Yeah.
But that was the thing. So when I heard about it, I didn't think there was any great reason for it to exist. But when you hear Yazbek's music and when you read what the jokes that Geoffrey Lane wrote, it's so funny and so well done. So I'm glad that you felt warm towards it from the outset, but you did better than I did.
Well, yeah, but, that's because I remember the movie, and
Very
I'm wondering...
funny movie.
Yeah, very funny movie, but does it have that vibe?
I mean, that's always the interesting thing. So you can get a bit actory about that. There's one way of treating this.
Yes.
Well, of course, we're not recreating the movie. We are merely visiting the same story. But then Dirty Rotten Scoundrels as a movie was based on a movie called Bedtime Stories with Marlon Brando and David Niven. It's like, so then who are you playing? Blah, blah.
Yeah.
The truth of the matter is, in that movie, when you watch it and love it, Steve Martin's doing what Steve Martin does.
Yeah, he is.
And there's no way that I can turn up and do you my best Steve Martin impression. It'd be ridiculous.
But in the show, both characters, as I recall, they both have a knowing about them. They're knowing what they're both up to and what each other's up to.
Well, that's it. I mean, in the movie, I think Michael Caine's this, completely perfect man who's a bit bored, and Steve Martin's this utter idiot who comes along and sort of foists himself on Michael Caine's character. The way that Robert and I are doing it, Robert Lindsay, of course, playing the Michael Caine, Lawrence Jameson role. Perfect casting.
No, it is.
I mean,
it really
is. Just, from the moment he sat down and read the script, I was like, you could go home now and just come back on opening night. I think you've got this, haven't you?
Will you get to do any dancing at all?
I throw a few shapes, Steve, as is my want.
Do I recall you being in Strictly?
I did the Christmas special.
And won the Christmas special, sir, yes.
Yes.
And, of course, we recall you dressing up as Cheryl Cole. Yes.
Yeah.
And winning as Cheryl Cole.
Let's just say, you put me in a dance contest, you better bring your A game.
Absolutely.
Yeah. You'd no need to come in wearing the stuff today, though. I thought it was unnecessary.
I thought it was great.
I got Tim's email before I got your email, which explains why there's this much lycra.
And it's quite difficult in the West End at the moment, isn't it, really? I mean, there are so many musicals competing with each other and so many shows and so many plays on, and it's difficult out there, isn't it, really?
Yeah. Well, I mean, Full Monty just announced it was closing. Stephen Ward, Lloyd Webber's things, finishing its run on time. X Factor launched last week. So there's still a market for... I mean, look, Les Mis is still on.
When you become an MEP,
Yes.
will you legislate that people have to go to musicals in London?
That's what I thought MEP stood for, wasn't it? Musicals expertly performed. God, that was a bit of a stretch at short notice, isn't it?
That was
Thank
very
you
good, actually.
much.
Very quick, yes.
Drew out the word music.
How is your political career going, anyway?
Well, we'll find out, won't we? I mean, it's baby steps. But the thing is, look, I'm not going to be elected as an MEP because the way that the European elections work would mean that the party that I'm standing for would have to get more votes than Labour and the Tories combined.
When do you put yourself up?
The campaign begins in earnest about a month before the actual election, and the actual election's at the end of May, so I'm in it pretty full-blooded for a month.
Right.
And so it falls to basically Johnny Clown Trousers over here to try and wave a bit of a flag and at least say to people, look at the facts, look at what's going on out there. So that's really why I'm doing it.
OK, well, you can see, on a lighter note...
Johnny Clown Trousers.
Johnny Clown Trousers, that's Rufus Hound, as Freddie Benson in the musical Dirty Rotten Scoundrels. It's at the Savoy Theatre in London. Go see Rufus Hound, everybody. Thank you,
Oh,
Rufus.
no, too kind.
No, we love you.
Flowers and champagne, surely not.
Steve Wright in the afternoon.
That guitar strumming is Elvis. Elvis. Elvis is in the building. Elvis is in the building. Good afternoon, Elvis. How are you?
I'm fine. Thank you very much. I'm fine. It's been a while. I'm feeling kind of rusty.
Don't feel rusty.
Okay, I won't
You're
feel
looking
rusty.
good.
Yeah, he doesn't like it.
Steely. Jane Hunter, how are you, Jane?
I'm good, thank you. How are you?
We're fine, thank you. You're in Croydon in Surrey, and Elvis is in the building and waiting for a question from you.
I'm driving to the south of France for my summer holiday with my husband.
I
just
envy you,
want to know
Jane.
what the best route around Paris is.
Well, there's the Autoroute des Anglais, is what they call it, E26. It's 245-mile long French motorway. Guys, Calais and Troy. It's also known as the Autoroute des Anglais because it's basically where the English people drive. But if you're really feeling creative, you want to try and fox them, you want to try and really get around them, try this. Don't get a fur to France, get a fur to Bilbao in Spain, head east.
That's a good idea.
Bypass the whole of France altogether.
Would you recommend the Peripherique?
It's about as peripherique as it comes. Yeah, all the way around. Skip France altogether, just to annoy him.
When are you going, Jane?
In a couple of weeks.
Was that of any help to you at all?
It was. I'll leave my map book at home now.
Yeah, leave the map book
I
at
wouldn't
home.
advise that.
Thanks.
Did you not have a follow-up question?
I do have a follow-up question.
And what might that be?
My husband and I are camping. I
Uh-huh.
just want to know how we avoid bending our tent pegs when pitching our tent.
Very difficult in dry, hard ground. Be very careful to tap them straight along the length of the peg. Don't tap them sideways. That's how they bend. And take with one of kind of little foldy-up pairs of pliers. They're pretty good for straightening them out when they do get bent.
Will do.
Never leave home without them.
How does Elvis know
Every
that?
trick in the book.
Oh, yeah.
How does he know all that stuff? It's just unbelievable. This says it's from Russell McWilliams, Shoeburyness in Essex. I really like Bovril. Is it possible to put Bovril in my old soda stream and make it fizzy?
Yes, but it's an incredibly bad idea.
Why?
Well, according to SodaStream, you should only have a carbonated water. You'll probably irreparably damage your drinks maker if you try and fill it full of frothy Bovril, but and it will almost certainly invalidate your warranty. But feel free to go right ahead, you maniac, and let me know how you get on.
Invalidate your warranty.
Indeed. Yeah, that'll certainly finish off the warranty on the SodaStream full of Bovril.
That would do it. Okay. Who knows what Jack LaLanne would say? So, what do you got there, Tim?
I've got another caller, John Burgess. Hello, John.
Hiya.
You're in Calvert in Buckinghamshire, and you, sir, are through to the King.
Hello, Elvis.
Hello, John.
I wish to decorate my dining room. I'm not sure what colour paint to use. The curtains are deep red, and the carpet and the chairs are creamy white.
Creamy white.
We also have a Spanish oak dining
table. I'm thinking about it. Deep red is a kind of a burgundy kind of colour.
Almost, yeah.
I've always been a great fan of combining kind of a dark rich green with burgundy. Maybe a kind of almost kind of a British racing green. You know the kind of green I'm talking about?
Yeah, Jaguar colour.
Yeah, absolutely. Colour of a vintage Jaguar. Given that you already have white carpet, you may want to stick to white, but if you're feeling kind of adventurous, if you don't want to go the whole magnolia route, you may want to try some kind of a deep dark rich green.
Yeah. Any additional advice, Elvis?
Oh, yeah, gold taps. I realize that's not a dining room requisite, but gold taps at all times.
This is brilliant. This is Elvis Does Changing Rooms.
It is indeed.
Thank you very much, by the way.
Thank you.
Let's go to another question.
Okay, this is from Trevor Lenton, who's in Doncaster in South Yorkshire. Says, Dear Elvis, what is the fastest time that anyone has run the 100 metres backwards?
Ferdi Adobo of Ghana. 1983, 14 seconds.
Wow.
And they broke it again, 1991 at 13.6 seconds.
Wow, that's
Question
a fast
answered.
guy to escape.
But the answer I do not have is why.
Well, it was a challenge.
It was for fun.
It was there.
Mark, where are you? In Exeter in Devon?
Yes, I am, yes.
Welcome, you're on Ask Elvis.
Hey there, Mark.
Just wondering if you could tell me what the timing should be on a Mark II RS 2000 Ford Escort.
Ford Escort, what the timing should be.
78 or 79?
78.
78,
That's what you were in Vegas there, yeah, weren't you?
I was indeed, yeah. What kind of camshafts it have?
It has a Piper 286.
Ah, see, that's what I was wondering.
Yeah.
I was wondering if you might have the modified camshaft. That makes everything different. Well, the 2-liter Ford engine, we usually have ignition time somewhere between 12 14 degrees, idle and modified advance curve, no vacuum advance, but you have the Piper 286 modified camshaft. This is going to require the cylinder head to be reworked and the compression ratio raised to get the benefit from the camshaft.
Do you know a local garage where you could perhaps get that fitted?
I'm sure there are plenty of local garages in Exeter. I've been to Exeter many times. Worst comes to the worst, they may have one of the Exeter services at the M5. I don't know.
I know, I'm not trying to catch you out or anything.
Yeah, you will. You can't catch the King out.
I know.
Indeed. There'll be one on the, what is it, the A379. That's trying to think. Yep, it is indeed the 8379. Exeter and Dawlish, as I believe. Exit 31, the M5. I spent a lot of time on the road. I know
you've been in the van so many times.
Yes.
In that white van of yours. All right, now, US R&B sensation Rihanna is going to be on the show in September, Elvis.
Where am I going to be?
Well...
I'm going to be hiding under the table.
Ask Rihanna. No, you're going to be here too. Holding on to the top spot, of course, for the 10th straight week, or 11th coming up. We on the show wondered if you could perhaps give us your rendition of Umbrella by Rihanna.
I'll see what I can do for you.
Okay.
You have my heart, and we'll never be worlds apart. We'll be in magazines, but you'll still be my star. Baby, cause in the dark, you can't see those shiny cars, baby. That's what you'll be there. With you, I'll always share. Cause when the sun shines, we'll shine together. I told you I'll be here forever. I said I'll always be your friend. Now that it's raining more than ever, know that we'll still have each other. Stand on my umbrella. Stand on my umbrella. Sometimes I gotta work there.
You've been listening to Ask Elvis. Elvis is now leaving the building. Elvis will return.
I am a lineman for the county, and I drive the main road, searching in the sun for another overload. I hear you singing in the wire, I can hear you through the whine, and the Wichita lineman is still on the line. I know I need a small vacation, but it don't look like rain. And if it snows, that stretch down south won't ever stand the strain. And I need you more than want you, and I want you for all time. And the Wichita lineman is still on the line. And I need you more than want you, and I want you for all time. And the Wichita lineman is still on the line.